Hello, everyone. It's Friedrich bringing you another turn of War in the Pacific Admiral Edition. This is March 15 resolution, so I don't know what's in store, um, but as usual, and since we're still in the early part of the war, a quiet turn would be great. Maybe not so fun to watch for the viewers, but uh, good for me. Okay, no action there. All right, so it looks like we're attacking, the Perch is attacking the Ikushima Maru on the surface, but not even one hit. It looks like due to damage. I don't know what that means. Uh, Maybe it has some system damage from being on patrol for a while. Anyway, I think they only fired a couple of rounds. No hits. Maybe it helps that it was nighttime, or hurts, whichever way you want to look at it. Okay, the I-1 here off of Pearl. I think that's been there since the beginning of the game, the beginning of the campaign. Our patrol craft do not engage or find. I think that merging down here, in somewhere in here, was in the South Pacific. Was I sent some destroyers to bring that convoy into Noumea. Okay, Malay Belay is under siege and is being bombed. I feel like he'd have an easy task of it if he attacked, but I get not wanting to be in a hurry. He has all, I want to say all day, but in game terms, he has all campaign really. He's not occupying huge numbers of troops sitting there, so um, he can take his time. Okay, got some subs off Sydney there. I'm seeing. All right, so we're bombing some of his subs around the Pearl. Uh, we don't never can tell if they actually make contact. If they do, that's going to be a long trek back to base. Of course, they could stop off at Johnston Island, which we need to take back soon. But that's for another conversation. Wow. Speaking of quiet turns. Alright, bombardment attack here at Malay. Like I say, two regiments. I mean, he can just sit here and camp out here, waiting for them to just um, go on their own. Alright, so we set this to bombard because we're trying to rest. I could have done an attack, but hopefully, and we got a disabled squad. That does not help us. Okay, and we are bombarding. Okay, so yeah, this would have been a bad idea to attack here because he's also going to be times three on the defense. But I thought, let's bombard because he may or may not, and we'll get to see what he has. Let's move on. Then we took a disabled squad. But I'm going to transition to defensive posture there and let him come at us. All right, expansions. Numea is port size 5 now. That's nice. It'll be a lot easier to load and unload there. Tuyun, Airfield 4. Okay. Any reinforcements? As soon as we get through this, I'll come back and talk about the resolution briefly. Yeah, I've got a few things. All right, be right back. Okay, so not much to talk about here. Honestly, it was a very quiet turn. The so these guys are still unloading. One motorized support and 8 motorized support. So that's okay. Um, we'll take a look here. See, fatigue is way down. Disruption is down. I think we're going to go ahead and attack here. So no sense in letting him recover. I don't know his condition right now. Surely he's still beat up from our attack, as well as losing a lot of supplies here. I mean, actually, I don't know if he carried them with him as he pulled out of the base or what, but yeah. So we'll do an attack, and then we'll that'll be this turn. Our carriers are well on their way back to base, as well as our battleship bombardment group, and that's that. Not much else happening. I don't know if we got any hits here. And South Pacific, as I stated, we brought some destroyers here to bring this into port at Numea, which now expanded, so that's nice, to size 5. We can get quite a bit more in here. I think we could get 48,000 before, now 60,000. So that's a nice up upgrade. Also 36,000 for the largest ship. So that'll be good. We're still unloading here, I think, but surely we've made progress getting this base force off. So, so yeah, we can. We're already in combat mode because we were in an amphibious transportation. So now we have aviation support 10. So I can't move a whole squadron here, but soon enough, I'd like to get a couple of fighter squadrons here covering this field, and um, it may be a bad idea, it may be a good idea, but I'm going to do it. So that's my long-term goal. Well, like it's a short term still because all I got to do is get some stuff here. Oh, by the way, I think what I'm going to do is as soon as this is done loading, I'm going to pick up the first amphibious corps and bring it back to Numea because I'd like the HQ city part here. In fact, maybe I'll start picking it up with my air support soon. We're transporting this slowly, so I think I'm going to transition to picking up with our planes because that's heavier stuff that's probably going to need um, probably ships make more sense. So let's just pick up first Amphib Corps and we'll go from there. We'll just do that because I'd really like an HQ here extending out to Lafoa. So everybody got here safely, and we will switch to combat mode. And now, hopefully, we can regroup, refit, get everybody back up to back in shape, in fighting shape. Let's see. Now we have tons of engineers parked here, and that's going to be good for building this base up. Mainly, I want to get to level 3 fortifications before I start upgrading the airfield. I'm not in a rush to upgrade anything, honestly, because um, because we have a base right next door, and by moving planes here, it's just spreading them out, which isn't a bad idea for protecting against bombardments. But for now, it's not my top priority. Maybe it should be, but we'll look at that shortly. We got some subs off Sydney and off Brisbane. And in fact, I was not aware of this at the time. So we will probably put these boats on pause or, uh, well, let's see. Yeah, maybe bring some ASW to merge. But yeah, so these guys somehow snuck out of port without getting hit. So maybe the key, I don't know if they came out this way or if the submarine just missed them or what. There is some bad weather there. Maybe they just didn't spot it. We've got a destroyer heading here. We've got some other ships coming back to port for repairs. Some ships heading south to Auckland for repairs. Yeah, so a lot of stuff is happening in the area, and it's mostly just shuffling, but I have no idea what hit. By the way, we had heavy radio uh, signals intelligence up into this area at the end of or yesterday, the 14th, well, the 15th before the resolution. So I'm gonna have to look at what's going on. Now maybe it's this, and he was heading up this way. So okay, that's good to see. Heading away northwest, perfect. Okay, so still moving our troops up to Port Moresby as well as using our planes to pick them up. So we should be dropping supplies here, but that's not bad. They won't decay that quickly for that. But yeah, we've got this battalion filling up here back at back at Port Moresby. Hmm, anything else stands out? I did want to look down here. We had a right here. The 7th Australian Division Cav Regiment is heading toward Townsville, which I guess I have a day to think about it. If I'm going to go ahead and snag it and bring it to Port Moresby now, or kind of wait and see what the Japanese are going to do. I feel like the more I can move now, the better, because they're gonna dominate this area with aircraft carriers, whatever they need to control this area, and I won't be able to move anything after that. Now, is it safe? I guess I could come up the coast like so and then shoot across, maybe all the way up to here and shoot across. That's not a bad idea, or at least up to Portland Roads, and then um, maybe that'll maybe that'll be the safe thing to do for now. I do have fighter cover directly over this base. Not a lot of planes, but something. So if he has like a squadron of bombers that he decides to attack me with, at least they'll fend them all, just a squadron off. Especially if they're unescorted, which I doubt he'll do. I know he likes to protect his stuff, which who wouldn't? All right, we flew a scouting mission, a recon mission, or we should have over here. Probably wasn't looking at the details. I might fly it one more turn. Oh, select target. So it didn't find anything, I guess, and then it reset. So yeah, good to know. Nothing is there. So yeah, just we're just we'd like to keep an eye on these troops to make sure they're not going to do anything without us knowing. There might not be much we can do about it, but we want to at least know about it. And China's quiet. He's not even bothering us here, or that we can tell. It's quite possible he is moving. We just don't know about it. And these guys will definitely not attack, but defend. So we're just going to transition to the defense and let him use up supplies, whatever he needs to. Maybe he was considering getting in behind, but then he saw our troops here and decided, I don't know, to wait for reinforcements, or because if he attacks here now, it will be a shock attack. If he attacks here, it will be a shock attack, and if he attacks here, it will be a shock attack. So it's possible he's either waiting for reinforcements or gonna wait for scout planes to see what I have here. Reconnaissance. We are seeing some of his troops coming up this road. I don't know if they're going up or down, honestly, and if they're going to come up this way, or what their plan is. So we'll just wait. He, yeah, if he comes up this road, certainly these guys won't do too much to stop him. But this is a ×3 hex, so he'll be slowed a bit. Definitely have to slow down to fight, and then he can continue on to Hami, or take a left and go up to Quchuan. So hopefully we hold, and then we need to start thinking about seeing how to get troops up to Langchao, so that if he ends up coming back this way, we'll have a plan already put into motion for that. Because right now, assault value of 115 probably won't hold very well. Although we have the 82nd Chinese Corps could come back here, and that would certainly beef this up tremendously. But for now, there's not a lot happening down here. He could be maneuvering all over the place that we don't know about, but we don't know about it. So we'll just wait and see. Of course, Malaya, Singapore is cleared up. Burma, we talked about briefly, but there's nothing much to say. So it looks like he's still shuffling troops. I mean, you never know. Look, Balikpapan came kind of out of the blue, and now he's put his aircraft and things here at Balikpapan. So all he has to do is just decide and determine where he wants to hit next, and he has the aircraft and the range, I'm sure, to do it. So, yeah. So we've secured Midway, at least the base, and now this should be kind of just a formality at this point, clearing the ground forces here. Finish unloading. Also consider reloading. This should have unloaded. Okay, so we're gonna probably keep it amphibious. We're gonna load this up. I don't know if we'll use the QE. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. It needs to be withdrawn in very short order, and I don't want to get penalized for holding on to it. We've got a transport to take its place with a high capacity, so we'll probably use it. But the goal is to get these the base force, the Marine defensive battalion, the aircraft regiment, get these 3 units loaded on transports and shipped over to Midway. That'll be our long-term security. So yeah, and while we're picking up those from San Francisco, we'll be picking up these troops, and once they clear the base, and hopefully we can get. Hopefully he doesn't, drop a small contingent while we're away. So yeah, I think next is to get one of these AVPs, maybe fly these Catalinas back, um, maybe fly both of these groups. Well, no, I like the idea of keeping this one flying until we've secured this, and also until we've put some repaired this. Wow, this is going to take a lot to repair. That's nuts. So yeah, so at least we have a lot of high supply limits, so we won't be wasting a bunch. Anyway, the my thought is to get this AVP, bring it up to midway, fly these for now. Let's see, we don't have a lot of capacity there. Fly these for now. Hmm, maybe I'll fly these to Laysan and these back to Pearl. That's what I'll do. So yeah, so let me do that real quick, and then we'll call it a turn. Uh, so there won't be any fuel to pick up, but I don't like to, I like to get in the habit of not having that on. I know I'm terrible at it, but might as well try to be in appropriate habit. So let's load, oh, we're already full of supplies, so do not unload, and let's go to Midway. And auto disband. I don't know if the auto disband will work. I know it works, but I don't know if it'll work when it gets there or if it'll still be sitting on the hex and I'll manually disband, and that's fine. And then while this is happening, we will move this. Yeah, we could fill this up to 10. I'm not going to do that yet. We're not going to go to midway yet. We're going to go to lace on. Okay. So we have a damaged aircraft. And then we'll take these 5As and we'll just transfer them back to Pearl. Okay. And for now, we'll stand down, let them rest a little bit anyway. In the meantime, let's see if this is good patrol. So I like to cover, so I'm gonna just bump this to 270. Yeah, at least get NI. Maybe, let's see. Will help? Okay, good. So I do want to look a little bit to the, okay. That should work because any ships coming from Japan, if he were even to do that, would be coming from the northwest. So it should be watching for that. Anything coming from Wake, it'll catch. Now, if if he's coming from the Marshalls up to Midway, we won't spot it till probably it gets up into here, which is fine. Which, if it's slow enough, that's not bad. I don't see him invading this. That would be a waste. But yeah, so let's just make sure. 16, okay. And yeah, I kind of like that, I think. So, all right, good enough. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. We definitely have coverage on Johnston. Now, if that coverage is effective or not is a different question. But also, they won't spot. They won't have time to spot anything until it's already here, if they even spot that. But the other reason I have these aircraft flying like this is because if he's leaving Johnston for some reason heading our way, we should we should spot it. And also, I don't think we're far enough. Yeah, I think we're catching Baker. If he's coming from Baker, he'll come into this area, and we should catch that too. So, but yeah, next on the agenda is Johnston Island, and then Baker, and then we'll go from there. Um, I almost forgot. I know I forget this frequently. One operational loss each. What kind of aircraft did we lose? He lost a Val and we lost a Seagull. We've got plenty of those, I believe, so we should be okay. I'm sure he has plenty of Vals, but that's a plane worth more tactically, maybe not strategically in this game. But yeah, so that's not bad. One operational loss out of almost 5,500 sorties. Did we lose one of our pilots? No, he must have been picked up. I'm guessing his float plane was maybe written off, whatever, but he got out of it and was picked up by the ship. Any ship sunk last turn? No. So that reminds me of one more thing. Let's look at the purge. So see this 13 damage? He doesn't want to fight with 13 system damage, which I don't blame him. So if you're not going to fire torpedoes, I don't know. This is just a long way to go all the way back for 13 system damage. I'd kind of like it if he just fired torpedoes, used up all his torpedoes, then went back and repaired. But I mean that would be my preference. So I'll leave him out there. But I'm certainly keeping an eye on my subs. I don't want them to get overly damaged before they go back for repairs. But I think 13, also 13 some of that can be repaired on the fly. So I've sent guys back before with like, I want to say 14. And by the time they got back to port, it was down to 10 or 9 even. And so I felt like it was a waste. But yeah. All right. I think I'm going to end it here. Again, as usual, certainly I'm missing something, I'm sure. And we will, but, one more thing, I guess. These guys have some supplies, but definitely the base is empty. And yeah, so this is not going to be good for holding this base. So, all right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your time. And hopefully we can. Okay. I do want to do one more thing. So we've got search arcs crossing over. So what I'm going to do is take these and what can I do? Down back 2, I think. And then now it'll cover this, what was empty here, and check that out. I think this isn't bad. I could likewise move this to where it's watching further. I may do that actually because let's see. Let's take a look and see how that goes. Because I'd like to see if anything is in here. Again, not that I can do anything about it, but if our PBYs are aggressive, maybe they can drop some bombs on any of these bases. Now, I did put some mines here in case he's picking up fuel here, but at least if he is, I don't know about it, and we haven't seen this detonate. All right, thanks for watching. I'm definitely gonna leave now. I'll talk to you next time, and we'll revisit when we revisit the March 16 resolution. Take care, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.